The 10 most dangerous lakes in America. Who can say no to a refreshing trip to some soothing fresh lake water, filled with barbecues, fishing, and swimming? The feeling of swimming and boating in the calm water is unmatchable. Well, as we know, driving a boat should come with complex responsibility to keep all boaters and swimmers in the water safe and away from danger. Despite the beautiful look many lakes give off, there is an inherent danger that is present in nearly all of these bodies of water. Before we start the video, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to our channel. Now, here are 10 of the most dangerous lakes in America. Number 10. Lake Washington. Lake Washington in Washington is regarded as one of the most dangerous lakes in the nation. This lake was once the site of a plant that manufactured creosote, which is a very sticky petrochemical that is typically used as preservatives and antiseptics. The southeastern shore of Lake Washington has since served as a storage site for a multitude of carcinogenic fossil fuel swill. What makes this lake even more dangerous than it already is the fact that there are 2 beaches in very close proximity to it, and also a variety of habitats that are home to threatened species, such as Chinook salmon and bald eagles. Another reason as to why the lake is included on this list is its ice-cold water temperatures. Studies show that if someone were to fall in the lake, he or she would have approximately 10 minutes to self-rescue themselves, before hypothermia sets in and hinders the person from being able to get saved. Lake Washington was listed as a Superfund site in 2006. Number 9. Devil Swamp Lake. Moving on to Devil Swamp Lake in Louisiana. We see that the name is quite fitting. This is because it is a very rich source of carcinogenic polychlorinated biphenyls, which have been banned since 1979. Can you say that really fast 5 times? Polychlorinated Polychlorinated biphenyls, polychlorinated biphenyls, polychlorinated biphenyls, polychlorinated biphenyls, polychlorinated biphenyls. Ha! I did it. The lake does have nearly, if not unacceptable levels of mercury as well, which affect the marine life. The Department of Health and hospitals strongly advise visitors to not consume fish or crawfish that are in the water. In fact, previous warnings had contained advice to limit meals of fish or crawfish from those bodies of water to just 2 per month. As the department states, quote, "While eating small amounts of fish or crawfish in the past may not result in observable health effects, prolonged exposure from frequent consumption over many years could negatively impact human health." Unquote. Constant warnings about this lake have been issued since as early as the 1980s. Devil Swamp Lake is also a Superfund site, which means that it's being monitored by the Federal Department of Environmental Protection as a polluted body of water. Number 8. Lake Erie. Next up on this list we have Lake Erie, which is one of the 5 Great Lakes. Although it is the 8th largest lake in the world, Lake Erie is regarded as being the 2nd most dangerous lake in its family of the Great Lakes. There are an estimated 2 deaths per year due to sudden drownings by currents, which is a lot more than you may think. In addition to the dangers of strong currents, the lake has a horrible algae problem. This issue leads to multiple parts of the lake being labeled as a dead zone. No fish can survive in the body of water, where the large amounts of algae are located. There has been a drinking water crisis that originated from this lake, which made national headlines. A fun fact about this lake is that nearly 11 million people rely on it for daily drinking water purposes, the most out of any lake on this list. Number 7. Lake Pleasant. The next lake on this list differs from the previous in the sense that it's man-made. Lake Pleasant in Arizona is a centerpiece of a very popular attraction for boating and fishing visitors. The reason this lake is so dangerous is due to the high number of boating accidents. This placed the lake on the top 15 most dangerous bodies of water in the nation, according to the US Coast Guard. Also, due to the high number of boats, there is a very high risk of being in the presence of carbon monoxide, with the number of boat engines running. Another study showed that it's just as easy to drown in Lake Pleasant as it is in the Pacific Ocean, as Paul Wagenseller of Scuba Professionals of Arizona said. Also, the lake is extremely dangerous for the average of inexperienced swimmers, as many spots of Lake Pleasant reach to nearly 300 feet deep, with the levels of water temperatures fluctuating greatly. This is definitely not a great place for beginning swimmers to go for a swim. Number 6. Lake Mojave. Now we are moving on to Lake Mojave, which is located on the border of Nevada and Arizona. This body of water is the first of many other twisted and narrow man-made lakes. A fun fact about this lake is that it was created via a 1944 treaty and is a large recreational draw in the region. However, the fluctuating water temperatures between ice cold and even colder have posed a threat to the marine life. This has caused a multitude of species to become threatened and relocated to other places. Just like Lake Pleasant, Lake Mojave has numerous boating accidents, usually due to reckless driving. As you may see online, there are quite a few reviewers that emphasize the dangers of boating on this lake, in relation to dangerous drivers, and even some intoxicated drivers. The Silver State is home to the most accident-prone bodies of water, usually filled with a highly populated group of tourists driving recklessly. Number 5. Lake Havasu. Just like Lake Mojave, Lake Havasu, located in Arizona, is a man-made reservoir designed to help control and allocate drinking water from the Colorado River. The placement of the lake on this list is based on the waterway's abundant amount of accidents. Although the lake is surrounded by numerous refuge sites and state parks, it is a common place for boaters and fishers to visit. The high number of tourists leads to a larger percentage of boat-related collisions and accidents. The dangerous amounts of lake traffic is what places Lake Havasu at number 5 in the most dangerous lakes of the nation. As you may have noticed through this list, the most accident-prone bodies of water are located in Arizona. According to the Arizona Game and Fish Department, Arizona averages nearly 400 boating accidents on all of its waterways combined annually. The department has also stated that drought conditions have lowered lake levels statewide, which creates less space and more hazards for roughly 160,000 motorized boats that are registered in Arizona. None of those registered boat owners need a license or safety class before taking a boat out on the water, which obviously leads to the extreme high risk of increased boating accidents. Number 4. Lake Michigan. We've already seen one of the Great Lakes on this list, but there is in fact an even more dangerous one that must be included. Lake Michigan is the most dangerous of all the 5 Great Lakes, and the 4th most dangerous of all lakes in the nation. A whopping 6 people per year are drowned by strong lake currents, even more than the 2 people we've seen in Lake Erie. However, in recent years, as many as 20 swimmers have drowned in the currents. Let's take a look at why the number of deaths for swimmers is especially high in this lake. In addition to the massive surface area of Lake Michigan, the shores run parallel, causing unique wavelengths, which in turn contribute to dangerous riptides. These riptides are arguably the most dangerous things that swimmers can encounter in the water. Swift currents are the main cause of these deaths by drowning. With that being said, numerous Superfund sites still exist along this lake, especially in the industrial lakefront area. Number 3. Lake Lanier. For Atlanta residents, and just Georgia residents in general, Lake Lanier has gotten a bad reputation for being a lake that has bad vibes and isn't safe at all. Encompassing 38,000 acres, it's a lake ripe with boaters, jet skiers, and houseboats. And with that comes a lot of injuries. The lake was built in the 1950s to provide drinking water and power to Atlanta, with recreation being an afterthought. The problem is that the land that is now Lake Lanier used to be forest and farmland, and when creating the lake, they didn't cut the trees all the way down, instead just opting to cut the trees to the point where they didn't emerge out of the water. Today, that leaves a lot of dangerous tree stumps that aren't immediately visible through the water, and they can cause great injury. As of today, the lake has the highest number of drownings and ship crashings in the United States, and the locals believe it's haunted because it was built over at least 20 cemeteries. Number 2. Lake Mead. Now, we have seen many lakes from Arizona on this list, but the next lake we will be discussing is the most dangerous of them all. Lake Mead is the largest man-made reservoir in the country, created by the massive Hoover Dam. Just like the other reservoirs from Colorado, boating accidents are nothing but rampant, with nearly 6.5 million people passing through each year. Lake Mead is one of the most visited recreational areas in the nation. However, there is a lot more danger to the seemingly beautiful tourist attraction. In addition to being vast, the lake is located in a valley that is prone to winds, which creates waves between 10 and 15 feet. These waves are very dangerous for both boaters and swimmers. There have also been many cases of deaths in which swimmers are separated from their boats due to the extreme strong water currents. Although it is very beautiful on the outside, the lake holds a high risk for visitors. This is a classic case of never judge a book by its cover. Number 1. Lake of the Ozarks. The most dangerous lake in the nation is the Lake of the Ozarks, located in Missouri. Just like a few other lakes on this list, this lake is a man-made reservoir, created by a dam on the Osage River. The lake contains hundreds of tiny fingers on the dam that extends into the rolling hills. These create countless blind spots and intersections for boaters. In addition to the abundant amount of visitors that come to the lake, there are vessels which are operated across the lake as well. The combination of vessel sizes in the water, narrowness of the body of water, lack of boating skills, lack of inland water, and rules of the road knowledge mixed mixed with the use of alcohol and bar hopping, creates unique and harmful situations for vessel operators. Large wakes are created by vessels that plow through the water that, if negotiated incorrectly, can cause vessel damage, injuries, or in some cases, ejection from the vessel. Although the Lake of the Ozarks has been crowned as the #1 recreational lake in the US, it has a dubious distinction to its ranking as being the most dangerous lake in the nation too. Do you live near any of these lakes? Let me know in the comments. And before you leave, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel.